Hey everyone, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line. It is episode 55 of the Halls of Arden Vul Megadungeon Crawl by Richard Barton using the Old School Essential System by Necrotic Gnome. We have a full house today. My name is John. I am the referee for the evening, and going around the horn, we have C Team tonight.
Yeah.
And that is?
Hi.
We've forgotten how to do this.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Mike. I'm playing Breggy, the first level dwarf.
Hi, I'm David. I'm playing Mysophase, the first level magic user.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matt. Tonight I shall be Elizabeth, the third level druid.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ted. And tonight I'll be playing Yost, the random bodybuilder we met in jail.
A rather forgettable person altogether. So yeah, the big news, of course, is that David has another new character. We're going to just cut right to the chase. He's always been there. Basically, it'll be his magic user, his first level magic user. I'm kind of picturing like maybe he was sort of hiding in the dark with Harold, and he was part of Gillen's band with Breggy and all that sort of stuff. And you didn't just find Harold. The Mysophase as well also was hiding back there and joined the group. So that's that. We'll make it nice and easy. You've got your spell book. You've got your clothes. I'm not going to pull that one on you again. So,
Oh, come on, John. It'll be fun.
okay. So first things off the bat, before we kind of recap of like what the situation is, which is very dire. There are a couple of things that we're testing out that we're pretty excited about. So a couple of house rules that we're implementing and just seeing how they work. First one is real easy. When you roll in that 20, you're going to maximize damage. This is a pretty common house rule in the OSR scene. So now 20 will actually mean something cool. Not double damage, but just maximizing any possible damage. It goes for both ways. Another one is, we've already talked about this last time, is that we're going to be implementing a new system for death and dying, but we're only going to go over that if the circumstances actually dictate. Hopefully they won't. And the last one requires just a little bit of explanation because it is vastly different than the actual OSE raw rules, which is we're instituting some new shield rules, incorporating it with a block action that you must declare as part of the declaration phase, similar to declaring spells or melee movement. You now must also declare if you'd like to block. So shields no longer provide a passive AC bonus. It is an active choice to declare that you're going to be using your shield. If you do use your shield, that means you can no longer attack or move, similar to casting a spell. But any incoming damage is automatically absorbed. And a normal shield is basically has a rating of 3 for that, so that can be done 3 times before the shield is destroyed. As well, it also prevents any enemy movement that comes in adjacent to you, which allows for the protection of your allies. So we're going to see how that works. All right. Going to recap where we are. It is the 3rd of Gelenios. It is approximately 12:50 in the afternoon. They are in... Let's see. I think we better switch over to Miro right away. The map is going to be very, very, very important this time around. So actually, Ted, if you don't mind, can you go find the PC marker and throw yourselves up at the very top of those steps? So they are on the dreaded Long Stair, which they have discovered is notorious both inside and outside the halls of Arden Vul, is one of the cruelest areas. It is the stairs which the Guild of Service, a subsect of the cult of Set, who are notorious slavers, actually march their victims up these stairs to their apparently their doom at the top. They are in the midst of the stairs right now, having just discovered that it is much longer than they thought it was. They have drawn the attention of a small slaver patrol that is south of them. And they have also drawn the attention after a major battle that we are right in the middle of the aftermath of a probably a much larger force of slavers, as one of the slavers that they were attacking from that battle ran away. And you can still hear his voice calling ahead, calling his compatriots to come deal with the intruders, which is you. So you are in the immediate... So this room that you're in at the very top there is lit with 4 torches. Okay. You have a lantern right now. I don't have noted who's carrying it, but it only has one more turn left. You are in the immediate aftermath of a battle with 10 of those slavers. You actually handled them pretty cool. The Rin used his Wand of Cold or whatever it happens to be, but it certainly shoots cold stuff. And it wiped out like 7 of those guys, like immediately, like shattered them, right? Unfortunately, it also caught one of the 2 slaves that was actually hanging on a rack on the western side. That was a Arcantian that had both of his hands cut off. And that guy unfortunately suffered from Rin's blast as well. However, there is another one who was a really big whisking guy who is still sort of lolling there and was not affected. So there's gobbets of flesh all over the place. Ice is coating the northern wall, which is where the escaped slaver went in that direction. And Yost actually cleaned up the rest of the battle with using a cleave for the first time, taking vengeance upon the killer of Rin, who unfortunately met his end last time at the end of a spear point of one of the slavers. There is so to the west, there is a broken, caved-in section of passageway, right? There is that guy that's hanging on a rack, basically, on the western side. On the eastern side, there is 2 barrels. One barrel is carrying about 8 torches, and one barrel is carrying pitch. All right. There are gobbets of icy flesh that are melting on the ground, blood everywhere, 2 bodies of slavers. One slaver has escaped and is yelling for the guards. Back way down the stairs, and prior to entering this room, you had heard the other slaver patrol actually interact with who Breggy recognized as Gillen, the leader of that bandit band. Breggy related to the rest of the party that they had 4 prisoners with them that they were looking to sell to the Guild of Slavers. Okay, Guild of Service, I should say. So you've got slavers up north, you've got slavers down south. And let's see, what else?
Is that all?
No, there's more, actually. So let's see, Rin is dead, unfortunately. So you have a lot of valuable items on Rin. Rin has the Knights of the Azure Shield banded mail. He's got the most important thing. He's got the 2-handed sentient sword Oculos. There was the belt of dwarfiness that he was wearing. That is Lyta's, and probably some other stuff as well. Lyta is there. Your most immediate problem right now is that Rin had cast Charm Person in order to get Lyta to actually join you on the Long Stair because she absolutely refused to do so. I looked up the nitty-gritty rules on magic. It doesn't require concentration Charm Person, so the magic effect still lasts. However, that magic effect was only in relation to Lyta and Rin. Rin is no longer there. Therefore, the charm is in effect, but there's no one to be charmed by. Therefore, it drops. So she is about to scream bloody murder. You all know it. You all saw Rin cast it on her. So it's not like you can't anticipate it, but be aware that is your immediate problem right now. Like immediate is that she's about to start wailing.
I would propose that Lisbeth, who has been silently judging you all and finding you all lacking throughout this whole process, is going to try, like, woman to woman, comfort her, let her, right from the start. That guy was an asshole. Sorry, Ren. R.I.P. That guy was an asshole. Don't you worry. I've got you. We thought you had it all. We thought we had it all covered, but don't worry. I got you. And she's going to try to hug her and try to reassure her as much as she can, just to try to keep her from totally losing her shit. And in addition to that, she's going to fill her in kind of like as a mantra to calm her down. We're going back down. We're finally listening to her. We're going back down. You've been down before. You know the way out. That's the way we're going. And she just kind of repeats it. We're going back. We're going back to your lake. That part's a lie. We're going back down. We're going back down, just to calm her down.
Okay, so if you're just kind of role playing that, then we can do a reaction roll, but it's going to have a major penalty because she is insane for one thing, and she does not want to be here at all.
I would also suggest one other thing while he's doing that, because she's a flight risk. I don't mind if she flees north, but she's not going to. We don't want her to flee south ahead of us. So I'm going to move my person in front of the southern passage. And if anyone wants to join me, I think we should, because if she doesn't receive this well, we can't let her run down and start screaming because she'll bungle the whole plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, why don't you make the reaction roll then, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d6 and add your charisma
Okay.
modifier, but you're going to take a
Okay.
-3 penalty to that roll.
Okay, so she's got a 12 charisma. So her, what is her reaction bonus? Probably not much.
But 2d6, you say?
Yeah.
I can do that. Okay.
That is an 8.
An 8 total. Okay. Yeah. So she is going to scream anyways. She is not listening to you, and you can see like her faces. She's like Freddy looking around, and she realizes where she is. You know, she sees the faces on the walls, everything like that. And she's like,
Yeah. So Lisbeth will say, "You got help the guy off the wall. I'll keep working on Lisbeth. We got to, I'll keep working on calm down. But get that guy, get the living guy off the wall. Maybe he can help us." And then she's gonna just keep like stroking her hair, kind of repeating over and over.
So if you're not going to like knock her out, then she's going to start screaming.
Yes, we have to gag or knock her out. We can't be nice about this. Also, do we want to save the stranger or do we want to save ourselves in terms of the guy on the wall? Because we were concerned about time, and if we're laying pitch on the floor, the plan is to lay pitch on the floor and start a fire. We're not going to do that before another squad hits us if we're untethered.
I mean, let's
Why
divvy it up.
Simultaneously? Yeah.
Slice
his bonds and he's on his own. That's
okay. The other factor, which I forgot to mention, but is definitely a factor, is you have Harold the Wary there, right?
Right.
So Harold is there.
So we have another body.
He is a doughty person. So yeah, why don't you guys discuss exactly what the simultaneous actions are going to be like right now as Lyda is about to scream.
John, how many people do we need to haul the pitch barrels up the length of tunnel that David discussed and start emptying them out? Are they heavy enough that we need 2 people on a barrel?
Well, there's one pitch barrel. There's 2 barrels here. One has torches, one has pitch. So there's only one barrel that's full of pitch. That is right here. It's like right here. Okay. So you can just
how
tip
heavy
that.
is it? Is it so heavy that one person can manage it, or do you need 2 people on it?
You could drag it, but if you wanted to lift it, it would definitely take 2 people.
Yeah, we need to lift and pour half of it out here.
Right. Yost is strength 18. Does that matter?
So let's have Yost and Harold the Wary go deal with pouring the pitch. Okay. Yeah. Matt, you deal with Lyda.
Okay.
I will start cutting down the Whiskin. And then that leaves David to do, I don't know, maybe keep watch or something.
I'm casting floating disc and putting all of, I guess I could just put
Rin
floating disc
right
is
on
a 3. I'm going to drape his body over the disc. It can carry him that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put Rin's body on floating disc. It lasts only 6 turns. Or that's true. I can cast under him, right? The idea being that it takes 6 turns only, though. So I'm going to snag him and head south.
Can I make one suggestion? And I don't know, David, how strong is your new character?
I have 4 strength. I can't carry anything.
Okay, I was going to suggest that that you'd help with the barrel, but maybe we restructure that a little bit. Maybe you cut the dude down. I'll help with the barrel. Yost can strip that banded mail off of Rin and put that shit on. That way we're carrying it. It's useful, The concern, sorry to interrupt. The concern is how many turns are we going to spend doing that? Right. I don't know how long it takes to take off armor and put it on.
How much long does that take, John?
If you want to strip Rin of all valuables and just take everything off and stow it, that will take a turn. Okay. If you want to actually put the armor on somebody, that's going to take another turn.
Yeah, I like David's original layout.
Okay, so let's just stick with that.
So
I'm on the disc.
Just to explain to the viewers, we're going to spread half of the barrel of pitch on this floor, light it as a defense, go to the southern quadrant. Then if we want to strip Ren, I think we'll have time. Then do the other half of the pitch on that floor, light it, and continue southward. So we're creating a defensive sort of time block for ourselves.
Okay, so from what I understand, then the very first thing that you're going to do, the first top priority is to light the pitch here so that it buys you some time to retreat. That's right.
Yes, we want to spread. We want to spread half the barrel on those 6. That's 60 feet squared or something like that, and then
wait. We want to put it on the stairs that leading north out of this room, right?
Yeah, so that way all the smoke can be concentrated and go up.
Yeah. Right. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So so a couple of you take that pitch barrel and you're just and it spreads out over that icy covering that basically covers the entire northern section, right? So pitch kind of black pitch kind of contrasts with the white and blue ice that's kind of there in that area. Okay. And then, but you're kind of focusing it right on that aperture, right to the stairway that's sort of going up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no
Exactly.
problem. You save half of it, and then you light it on fire, right?
Yep.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Okay. While they are dumping the pitch, is the Whiskin being freed?
Yes. By me.
Okay, so you're freeing the Whiskin, and then Misophase, you are casting floating disc at the same
Under
time.
Ren's body. Yeah.
Okay, and then you're loading Ren's body on that, and then you might actually have to put the Whiskin on there too. You okay with that, or is that too heavy?
It's 500 pounds. I'm assuming that's.
Yeah.
I'd have to measure it. I'm assuming that's
that'd be
fine.
fun.
It should be fun.
Can we put that barrel of torches on there too? I mean, that can't weigh that much.
You could put the Whiskin in the barrel of torch. Let's put both bodies in the torch barrel and then put floating disc underneath.
Yeah, there you go.
Why not? I mean, honestly, the weight will be fine.
We need that barrel. Yeah,
we need the barrel. I mean, we have 3 barrels. I thought we only had 2 originally because there's one from the water down below, but we have 3 now.
For the purposes of this, we'll say it's okay. Ren was probably extremely light because he was an elf. The Whiskin is heavy, but I think that between those 2 and then the barrel, that's fine. Okay, so Misophase automatically makes himself useful to the party. He's like, and like this floated, this silvery disc basically forms horizontal close to the ground, right? And you quickly it's like a flurry of activity, like shit, they're coming, and there's just like spells and light is screaming, and you're cutting down the Whiskin. So there, the Whiskin is he's really big. He's basically entirely naked. Pretty much like maybe like a scrap covering his private parts there. But he is in really bad shape. He is badly burned, and he's also been branded on numerous spots on his body. Like the burns and the brands were like deliberately done. Okay, so it's pretty disturbing. And it looks like he probably once had blonde hair, but it's like lank and just ashen right now, and his face is like completely sallow. So he's very, very low on hit points. But he collapses, Breggy, whenever you cut him down into your arms, and you just hear him whisper into your ear. He says, "Thank you, friend." And he says, "My name is Hjaldi." And that's I
Will
have
he
just
spell it
enough
for us?
breath to spell it for you. Hjalti. Hjalti. Please repeat it for me so that you don't mispronounce my name.
Hjalti.
Very good.
Hjalberg.
And he kind of clasps in your arms and you put him on the thing. Okay, you take Ren's body. And Lyda, what do we do with Lyda?
All right, so guys, I know she's going to scream. The guy's already screaming. I think it might be worth to just let her get it out. We haven't been quiet. It's been loud so far. The guy's up there screaming. People are coming down from the north anyway. I don't think
it might even sound really scary. Like, like
right?
A crazy lady just shrieking down the stairs. I would here.
And if I try to like bind her or anything, she's going to freak out. She might escape. I just want to tell her, you let it out, let it all out. Stay with me. We're going to keep you safe. Let it all out, honey. Let it out.
Okay, so she starts screaming. She's like, I gotta get out of here. Okay, she's just like running, like she's gonna like beat ass down the stairs.
She's a flight risk already.
Yeah.
So are we letting her run ahead of us when we want to continue to progressively set?
I'm not gonna, so I won't let her run. I'm gonna try to encourage her to like get it all out verbally, which is okay.
But she's not. She's running.
Yeah, she failed that.
She's running.
She failed that reaction roll, your attempt there, Elizabeth. So, but what you can do if you want her kind of to prevent her from running is,
which is what I want to do. Yeah,
is what I can say is because you knew she was a flight risk, because you knew what she's going to do, you could position yourself on that southern entrance so that she cannot pass you without attempting to like attack you, like to get by you, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the idea. I want to encourage you, get it out, but we're gonna get you down. Don't worry. Repeat that so she'll calm down eventually once she realizes she doesn't have any other choice.
Okay, yeah, she's not listening to you at all, but she cannot move. She basically runs into you and she's like scraping at you to get by. She's just like completely frantic. At the same time, her screams meld with what you hear up north is, intruders in the Long Stair, intruders in the Long Stair, alarm, two arms, right? Is what you hear to the north. That's at the same time that the pitch is like, whoever has a torch or tinderbox or whatever like that, you need to light it.
Gee, there's a bunch of torches around. I think we could probably light one up.
Yeah, so
I think I had a lit one, John. Can I just ask one little pointed question real quick? Can a dwarf use a two-handed sword?
no, I cannot. You guys were fiending for torches last session, so
And now we got him.
now you have one that is lit. So I need to, if assuming that you still are fiending for torches, you might want to actually just light the pitch and then actually keep a hold of the torch. So who's holding the torch?
I'll do it. And
Okay.
if there was time, John, I'd like to replenish my supply of torches. And all I need is 6.
Oh,
Like,
you
I'm
can
not
take
trying
them.
to-
There are
I'm not
8. There are
trying to
8 in that
be
thing. So
crazy.
you have 1 lit, and then there's 7 left.
Okay.
I will, John, also do one thing I will take off of Ren is the wand. So I'm gonna throw that in my hand while we descend here.
That's fine. Okay.
One last thing before we exit, as we exit this room, Lisbeth has a bag of caltrops. Can she throw
Nice.
those on the kind of mix it in with the flaming pitch
Yeah, sure.
so that
Absolutely.
that will be in that entrance to the stairwell in the north.
Why not? Yeah,
Love
erase it
that.
on your
Love
character
that
sheet.
so much.
Okay, so tink, 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 tink. They disappear in the fire, of course. But all right, so you all hastily retreat with the disc following behind you down those stairs. Now, how far are you going?
To the next chamber.
Yeah.
To the next chamber. Okay. So,
And we're gonna spread the other half of the pitch in that chamber.
all right, Ted,
the
can you
plan.
move the marker down for me? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Like that one there, right, David? That's what you had in mind?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so this chamber here, this antechamber here, the eastern western walls were painted with identical frescoes. These are the ones that they were frescoes, not statues, right? Not bas relief, and they were they had big bulbous human noses. Remember when you entered here, they inhaled and they started wailing like brah, brah, and that's what actually caused the slavers from the north to come, right? So when you enter into the room again, it happens again.
Yeah.
Right. So there's just it's like light of screaming, braying alarm, slavers. It's just like noise. It's just awful.
it. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Harold's like, I should have waited back in that room. Like
John,
really.
I'm sorry. As we pass, can I stab one of these things in the fucking nose?
Do it.
I just they're pissing
Well,
me.
that's
She
what I was
has
trying to
had
say.
a
That's what I
really
was trying to say.
bad day.
It's a fresco.
I love it.
It's flat. It's a painting.
She doesn't care. She's just gonna like slash at it. She's got a magic sword and a bad day. So
Well, one thing that you do notice whenever you turn angrily towards it is that it is a fresco. It is a painting. So just kind of keep that in mind.
So if we wipe the paint off, do you want us to try to throw water on it, like and see
I
if
think
it'll
we should just pour the pitch in here, and the heat will
Set it
burn
on
it
fire.
off.
It'll burn it
Burn
off
it faster.
yeah, that's faster. But she does slash it across the nose because she's pissed off.
Okay.
Of course. But I
So-
think we need to.
Yeah. Okay.
moving.
So you this is only a momentary stop in order to set the rest of the pitch. Is that correct?
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. So you dump the pitch in the process of dumping the pitch and Elizabeth taking out her anger on the noses. You could hear from up above. You could hear booted feet, like a lot of them, coming from down the stairs, like beyond you, but beyond where the battle site was. And you can hear shouts of alarm. And you can definitely smell smoke, burning pitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'll just sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Whether this actually works or not, just because in the interest of being explicit, the goal is not just to like have used the fire, but like a suffocating amount of smoke, right? So
Yeah.
since it would move up the stairwell, the idea is that like at some point, like any fire, the smoke will kill just as well as the burning, so they'd have to retreat back. Whether that's enough smoke being produced or not, that's the plan.
Well, it's pretty substantial. Well, you're not really
Yeah.
sure, but
No, of
like
course,
I
of
said,
course.
you hear the sounds like way up to the north. Okay, it's not like they're in that chamber yet. Okay, so you dump the rest of the pitch. You now have an empty barrel. Breggy can use the same torch to light this pitch as well.
Sounds good.
And you should be aware now that these, for the time being, this is an impassable. You cannot come back to this place, right? For some time.
Ooh, look at that graphic. Oh, we got an artist in the house, y'all.
Okay.
I love this new tablet, John.
Wow.
John,
Yeah.
question about Hjalti. Hjalti, right?
Hjalti.
Hjalti. Hjalti. He's conscious, right?
He's conscious, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have extra weapons to give him, but guys, I think that it would be, he's got 2 hands. I want to give him the coffer of Yakin's bones and have him open that up. If he can't do anything else, he can hold that and it'll get that protection from good and evil, right?
Okay.
Yeah. In a 10-foot radius around us. That way, all our hands are free to do stuff. He's kind of too weak to do much else, right?
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say is like he's basically reclining, not in a comfortable way, but he's just sort of like I'm going to I think use your name, Misophase's disc, and so he's delirious with pain. He can do it, but I'm going to make this is just off the cuff. I'm going to make a roll, a low chance that he because it has to be held with reverence, right? And he may just not have the presence of mind to do that, based upon like he understands your instructions. He gets it. But he's fucked up. Like he's really fucked up. Yeah. So I'm going to say that if it becomes like a combat situation, that every round there's like a 2 in 6 chance that he can't hold it with reverence. Does that sound fair?
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. When Elizabeth gives it to him, she slaps him on the face and she takes his face right up to it. She's like, "Listen, we need you to focus. Your job is to hold this coffer thing with reverence. If I can do it with these bozos, you can do it. Shape up and hold the box.
Marry me." Okay, so
he's like, "Get in line, pal."
He's like, I'll do whatever you want. Just get me out of here.
Quick question for the future, just to pose for us. John, he can't walk. If we determine this, he's not like mobile on his own. Yes.
He would need some aid. Yeah.
Okay. So if we are cutting and running, he's not going to be able to keep up.
If he's on the disc, you'll be fine.
So we have 6 turns in which he's on the disc that he can follow us if we're doing the plan of like bursting out and running. But just we know that it may be coming. If 6 turns expire,
I would say that
grab our box back.
I wouldn't say he's completely immobile. I would just say like he's at the lowest movement rate. Like he's way slower than the rest of you.
6 turns should get us to the teleport room. Honestly,
I would hope so. So that's
doesn't matter. We're all dead in 6 turns. So
yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, so the second pitch is burning. You're good to go. Where are you going now?
Booking down another one.
I have to ask a question. Weren't we going to fill the second barrel with like rocks or something and throw it down the stairs?
It's to the south of us.
Very soon we got a little farther to go. Yeah.
All right.
We'll get rocks from where we found Harold.
Yes.
Okay, so you have 1 empty barrel now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pitch was in. Yeah.
Yeah.
The torch barrel that the bodies are in, that these guys have been stuffed in on the plate.
Yeah, and you're anticipating being able to get another barrel back where Harold was, right? Is that, I assume?
Well, my plan, okay, vetting this for the group. Once we get down to this next chamber where Harold was, I'm dumping the bodies out of this other barrel. We'll have 2 barrels there. 3 if we count the water barrel, if we want to do that. And we have stones that we can fill as many barrels, contingent on how many turns it takes with stones.
That's what I'm asking, though. It's like, did you take only 1 barrel, only the pitch barrel with you down here?
We took both of them. No. We took the torch barrel and put both of their bodies in it and put the floating disc under the torch.
They're not that big of barrels, man.
Are they not? They're not like big. How big are they?
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
let's keep up the pace. I understand. So you
think like a whiskey barrel. It's not like a whiskey barrel.
You hit the intersection, and I had to do a quick little retcon here because there's new information here that I didn't realize when I told you about the door to the east, but I need you to know it. Let me just double check that I'm talking about the right thing here.
It says emergency exit on it.
Yeah.
While John's doing that, Ted, just to throw it out there, if the mob can fit bodies in a whiskey barrel, I think we can. You know what I mean? You know,
The mob can fit a body in there, yeah, but we don't actually want to break the Whiskin's bones to shove him in.
Yeah, the mob doesn't want to take them back out.
Oh, that's very
no,
funny.
it's a
That's
one-way
very funny.
operation for that.
Okay.
Then we only have one barrel then, and we just have the bodies draped. So instead of two, but there's another water barrel down there, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So just to clarify for John, we do not have the torch barrel, but the water barrel is still in the room where Harold is. So we have 2 barrels once we get there.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so I just told you whenever we were mapping there that it was just like a normal door, right? However, you would have noticed, because I remember, I think it was Breggy actually who went up into that corridor first and took a look around. That eastern door is, it would have been noticeable and remarkable because it is of obviously new make. Okay, it is made of iron reinforced wood. Wow. So it is like the older doors that you've been seeing have been like wood, sort of bloated a little bit from time and stuff like that. With iron bands. But this is sort of like a modern equivalent of that, but it's like brand new, like brand spanking new.
Well, dang it, John! None of this other stuff would have happened if we'd known that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Is it labeled grenade storage?
I think we should just redact the whole last session.
Just so you're aware of your options. You know that to the west of you, so to the right of where you are right now, is where you assume the Southern Patrol was basically encamped at that time. That was also where Harold, beyond that door, was actually hiding out. Right. And we're going to say Misophase.
So, and that's where you want to get the rocks from, David?
Yeah, the caved-in passage beyond the stairwell has a bunch of rocks. So I think we can fill the water barrel that's in there and the pitch barrel with rocks. So we have 2 barrels to send as a volley down the stairwell.
I will say, though, that just for speed's sake, a full water barrel coming down the stairs at you is probably just as good as a barrel full of rocks.
But there's no water in it. Remember, that's the water we dumped out to freeze.
Oh, right.
And plus, if the barrel explodes, you get shrapnel, baby. Shrapnel, baby. Chaos.
Yeah, so we should also mention that for the audience, that last session, a really great idea by Rin was to actually empty the water barrel down the stairs to the south, fire off the wand of cold, and then basically freeze that entire stairway. So that is in effect right now. So when you come into that area, into that little encampment area, there is the empty barrel. There is a set of broken shackles. There was a couple of benches, and there was a whip and a brass horn, and Breggy took those. So yes. Breggy has the horn. Don't forget about that, because I mean, hey, it's a horn. That could be valuable depending on what you're doing. Might as well add to the chaos. You want to blow it?
Right to the Valkyries, baby.
And there's the open door that Harold came through. So what do?
We do the plan, man. Let's go. How long are we willing to spend on filling up the barrels with rocks?
How long will it take to fill a barrel, John?
Fill a barrel, assuming you're doing it simultaneously.
There's like 2 persons per barrel, and then I'll start unloading Rin's stuff.
I got to be honest. I think that would probably take 2 turns. It's heavy.
2 turns.
You know what I mean?
I think that's okay, guys. But
how long do we think the pitch is going to burn?
A while.
The pitch only lasts 6 turns. I think spending 2 turns on rocks might be crazy.
How many turns does a torch burn? With a cup's worth of pitch. So a room full of like hundreds of torch worth of pitch is going to burn 6 or much more. We have to be. It's not a 2-turn burn. That's not how that works. It wouldn't have a fractional burn rate to
no. But I'm just thinking that like you've got it spread along a wide area, so the pitch is much thinner.
No. You dip a torch and it just absorbs in the.
How long is that pitch going to burn? Do you think?
You don't know. You have no idea.
Let me bring one thing up. Assuming that we do our plan, which is to fill the barrel with rocks, and when we see guys on the stairs, roll it down, right? That's going to work once. I don't think that's going to work twice. So I think once, filling 1 barrel up as opposed to filling 2 barrels up is probably going to have the same effect at the end of the day, right? And we can do that a lot faster. That can give us time if we kind of split up, have one person watching and listening at the southern stairs to see if anybody's coming, and then somebody check out that eastern door to make sure that's people aren't going to burst through there and try to kill us, right? And then everybody else is doing the chain to fill up the to fill up the barrels with, or fill up one barrel with rocks, that would be a tighter solution, I think.
Yeah, we don't want to do 2 barrels. That's fine. I mean, I think. All I would say is, again, I mean, it's not going to burn quicker than 6 turns. It just, like, scientifically, it wouldn't. I think that's like.
I agree.
We're talking about hundreds of torches of worth of pitch. It's like a whiskey barrel of oil.
I'll just tell you the time. I'll tell you the time right now. 1 turn has elapsed since you lit the first one. Well, no, yeah, no. Wait, 1. You lit that the first thing. So 2 turns have elapsed since you lit the first one. 1 turn has elapsed since you lit the second one. Okay.
Right.
You definitely hear, like, up north, you hear roaring fire, and you hear a lot of coughing and swearing, and the braying of the alarm, of this nose alarms, has stopped. That happened the moment you left that chamber, by the way. Okay. Lyta, however, though, is now the dominant scream in the room, and now you have an issue because you have been up the section of stairs before, and you know now that it's very likely that Lyta's screaming will reach the ears of the Southern Patrol if they are still in the same spot that you left them.
I think that is not a bad thing because we are already going to try to bait them up the stairs.
But it's going to take you 2 turns to get the rocks in the barrel.
Yes.
Is it 2 turns to fill 1 barrel? I thought it was 2 turns to fill 2. Or is it
2 turns to fill 2? But I'm just saying that's like around 20 minutes. You can gauge, because you've been up these stairs, that the patrol may be able to get up those, up clear stairs.
Yeah,
without
they're
ice,
still icy. Yeah.
In that time. So
right. But I'm just really worried about the disc running out, and then we lose that advantage. So I would say 1 barrel.
How long does the disc last?
6 turns.
6 turns.
6 turns. I got to mark that down.
2 have elapsed. We have 4 left.
Yeah.
So let's do, like Matt said, I think that's a good point. Let's do 1 barrel full of rocks. While you're doing that, I'm going to take first Ren's dwarf belt off and put it on me because I have 4 strength and I won't be able to carry shit if I don't have that on.
It doesn't.
And then
add strength.
It doesn't do strength. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah,
It's 1 con.
It's
well, we're
charisma checks to, like, meet with dwarves or something.
Guys, while we're doing this, I'll just say Lisbeth can continue to try to manage Lyta while I go try to manage that kid. They're equally difficult sometimes. I'll be back in a couple. All right.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Okay, so then do we want to?
Are we taking a break then? Because I can go tuck my kids in now too.
We still have about 10 minutes until break.
Okay.
Do you need to, Mike, or do you want to do it now?
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Then is our plan to fully just rely on the disc through the teleport, like for both bodies, like leave it on there for the entire duration?
I think that would be simplest.
The only reason I hesitate is Ren has more valuable items on him than most of the party combined. And if anything interrupts our speedy escape or knocks those bodies off, aka a sliding on our asses down 60 feet of ice and a barrel exploding and people attacking, then we lose every bit of loot that's on him. So if it's going to take y'all 2 turns to load rocks, it's 2 turns that we can spend having Yost equip the Azure Mail, for instance. And I take all the wizard gear on me and shit like that, right? Like, or like Yost and I can be stripping Ren while Harold.
Yeah, Harold and Reggie will fill rocks, right?
Reggie will fill rocks. Yeah.
All right, let's strip Ren.
That makes sense.
Fine.
Okay.
I mean, I would rather see that armor on Yost than on a dead body. Personally,
I mean, just as a reminder, Ren has, and the important part is, which I should pocket as well, is the teleportation keys. So, John, I'm going to immediately put those in my inventory because we're not getting anywhere without those. But as a reminder, Ren has like all of Iso's gear. He has the keys to the teleporters.
You're talking about the eyes, right? Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, the 2 gold. I have the 2 gold soul die.
Yeah, okay.
I have the 1 golden eye. Yep. And I have the 2 silver Arcantian pennies. And then I also have several pendants, all sorts of shit. But bottom line is like really important shit. The blue tile, all that jazz. So yeah, okay.
So you're hauling these rocks just like as quickly as you possibly can into this barrel. You start to strip Rin. Who picks up Oculos?
You're going to have to make a check if it's someone who's not strong-willed.
I have a very slow wisdom, so it should be Yost. I have 8 wisdom. I'm going to
Yost
fail
has
that.
a 9 wisdom, dude. I'm not going near that thing.
Does anyone have higher wisdom than that?
No, can we just wrap it, John, and sling it to somebody's back?
You could try.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Let's get the armor on. All right.
let's get everything else first, and wait till Matt comes. Well, Lyda isn't going to do it either.
Okay, so
I think it's got to be Yost, if anyone.
The test is an opposed check, but on your end, it is actually the combination of your strength and wisdom together.
Oh.
So I have a 4 strength. So definitely not me. Yeah.
All right. Fine.
You don't have to, Ted. I'm just telling you what the options are here.
So Yost is eyeing the sword very warily while he puts on the armor. What is the armor? It's banded mail.
It's banded mail +1.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, kids, 54 episodes, 55 episodes, and Yost puts on a shirt.
That's right.
Be aware that the same in-world effects would apply to you, Yost. Is that no one is allowed to wear that except a anointed knight of the Azure Shield, which you are not.
Yeah.
Right. But the main thing is, how many slots does it take? 1 or 2? That's a 2 slot item, right?
2 slot, yeah.
Fine. Okay. He's going to ditch his bow and arrow in order to wear that. And
yeah.
I'm also going to ditch. I've got some stuff in the backpack I don't need. I'm dumping it. So I've got 2 slots in my backpack for Rin's stuff. What do you want me to carry?
I'm going to ditch a bunch of bullshit that I don't need. So I'm ditching a hammer.
Are we moving at 120 or are we moving at 90?
I'm still at 90 at this point.
Okay. 90.
All right. So, Ted, if you're going to do that, I'm going to pick up your bow and arrow, and then that brings me down to 90.
Fine.
It's
got 20 arrows. I've never used it.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that I gave you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Oculus.
Wait, David. What of Rin's am I putting in my
I'm bookkeeping right now, so figure out the Oculus thing. Sorry, I'm figuring it all.
Fine. Oculus it shall be.
So what I'm telling you, Ted, is that you can do what you said, which you can wrap it up and not wield it. And as I said before, with the intention to wield it, you cannot strap it to your back and have it ready. Like you could strap it to your back and just have it as part of your pack, but it in no way can be unlimbered and used in combat.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, I've got the Black Iron Spear, man, which is awesome.
Okay.
So this is Oculus.
Yep.
Right.
So
Oculus.
Put it in your pack,
backpack slot.
and it basically cannot be accessed in combat right now.
Fine. I still got 1 slot left, David.
I might not need help. Here's what I'm dropping, guys. If y'all want it, I'm dropping a mallet and stakes. I'm dropping a small hammer and iron spikes. And beyond that, let me see. I've got Onweir Spellbook, Rin's Spellbook. I've got Iso's robes, and staff would put me there. I could ditch some torches. I have 4 torches I could throw on the ground if y'all want them. And then I got all the wizarding here.
You know what? Give him.
Yeah,
I'll take 4
Elizabeth
torches.
has 2. Yeah, Elizabeth has 2 empty slots, so we don't have to use them.
Yes, just be aware too that the 2-handed
she'll
sword is a
take it-
2-slot item. I don't know if you put that in, but
Oh, the 2-handed sword is a 2-slot item. Then I
2-slot
do not
item.
have any slots.
Yep.
Slots. Fine. Okay, I'm done.
okay.
All right.
So she'll take
Guys, I
the
have 5
hammer.
slots. I have 5 slots if we need them.
I'm full inventory, but if you want to pick up anything I just dropped a bunch of mundane stuff I can't use and picked up all of
I don't care about
Isocrates' gear.
mundane equipment. I'm talking about treasure.
Who
Yeah, all I have is Iso's. I have Iso's equipment and spell books now.
is the belt put on?
I was going to equip the belt, but someone else should because the con is.
I'm going to
less
wear the
useful.
belt, John. I wear the belt.
You're a dwarf.
Okay, you have a +1 con.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
All the other benefits you already kind of have because you're a dwarf.
Right.
Yeah.
I will be happy to give this belt to somebody else. I'm just going to wear it for now. It doesn't actually help me. So
That's a
And
1-slot item.
Elizabeth will try to use.
Sorry, one sec, Matt. That's a 1-slot item, and it must be equipped if you want it to be useful.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say,
So
Matt?
also, guys, sorry. Did I interrupt? Sorry, go ahead.
Matt, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say there was that necklace. It's not magical or anything, but it's symbolic. I'm going to give that to Lyda. I'm still trying to calm her down. I don't, just continually
Matt,
placating
when you
her.
give her that token that was hers, She
Don't give it
notices.
back. Wait, what? Wait, we're not giving her the token back.
The necklace.
Yes,
It's
we're not giving that back. We're 100% not giving that back. That's part of the trials of Arden. That's the most valuable thing she had. That was the Oculus's entire vision was about the knight going on a quest to get that item. We cannot give that back to her. That's like a hard line no for me. If we give that back to her, we are like one of the most significant things we will do as a party is lost for no reason.
It's not magic or anything. It's just like a token.
Yeah, and we don't we don't know what its function is beyond the fact that the knight had to literally go to another dimension to fight an owlbear and kill it for goblins. It's like so crucial to like the narrative of this world space and the entirety of the Cult of Arden. Unless you want to take it from Lyda later, I think it's incredibly dangerous to give that away.
You're busy with a corpse, man. While he's dealing with a screaming lunatic.
The token is on.
I think this might calm down the lunatic.
Yeah,
I'd rather kill her than give it back, honestly. And also, the corpse is where it is. Ren was wearing the token, so he would have to come and grab it off of Ren's corpse, where I am looting. But
if you put it on, then that's fine. I can do it.
Just as a consensus with the group, though, do we not care about the Cult of Arden because that was the most significant thing?
Like, I don't think it's I think it's basically, it's just like, yeah, I did the thing. Here's the thing that I did. It doesn't mean anything.
What do you think that unlocks within the cult?
Nothing.
Dude, the whole temple is like built around the labors of Arden. And that's the first labor of Arden. And that's the token that you succeeded at the first labor.
Just to keep things rolling. If you feel strongly about it right now, then
we can
keep
give it to her.
The question is, if you feel it's more worth it right now to hold on to that in this way for the later benefits, or to potentially calm her down and get her to stop losing her shit, which value do you immediately see? If you think the later one has more value, fine, we'll do that.
I think the challenge, well, this is like a larger conversation. The challenge for me is I don't think Lyda presents to us in an obvious way any value at all. So the only reason we're keeping her around as someone who has no connection to any like party or lore or anything else is because we don't want to kill somebody and leave them for dead. That's why we're doing that. It's like it's a moral conversation, which is okay. That's a decent reason to do it. But we are also fighting for our survival here as several people who'd rather live than die. So realistically, a stranger we met like 2 hours before now, who is raving mad and is going to get us killed, is not a person that is like super important to us, right? If we've also gotten something that is significant to like days of adventuring in this dungeon and secrets that we have almost died uncovering several times to her because of that, I think it's like a very irrational behavior in my opinion. So the answer is like, I don't care about Lyda at all, but I know y'all do. So what's like the middle ground there? Right? Like,
I would just give it to her, man.
Okay, it's the group vote. Like, if you're outvoting me, give her the token. It's fine.
Yeah. It'll shut her up.
If it'll shut her up, I'm fine with it. And if it doesn't, then different conversation.
The vote is there.
If it doesn't calm her down, the chances are she's going to die anyway. We can get it back.
Okay, so you give her the token back. Okay,
yeah.
So when you give her the token back, she doesn't. She's still frantic, right? But the screaming stops as she sort of takes it and she kind of looks wide-eyed at you and kind of drapes it around her neck again, and she clutches it really close, and her fingers are like trembling and shaking, right? And she's just like, as she's like looking around for any sort of exit, and you can see that her eyes like lock on that new door to the east, right? And she's just like, we gotta go, and you can tell that she's sort of building up again to a thing. All right. So at this point, we're gonna take a break, but right now we can jump ahead and say that after those two turns, you have assembled your thing. So you've got your one barrel full of rocks, and I think that's all basically you've divested Rin of all of his gear, right?
Exactly.
Are you keeping Rin's corpse on the disc?
No,
pushing it off.
Oh,
would it be useful as a thing that we throw at our enemies?
Yeah.
I will say the other thing he had that could be useful for Lyda is manacles. So if we want to manacle Lyda right the fuck now, I think we should, and then we can solve a lot of these problems. But we have to be willing to nut up and
man.
do it, dude. We are not lawful. We are not good people. I cannot reinforce this enough. We are scumbags.
We're gonna break. So
Okay,
what I'm saying is that we are at the point now where the next phase of your plan is about to execute, and we'll pick it up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we
Okay.
will be right back. Okay, we are back. Bladder's empty, beer's full. So you guys are all set up. At the time, during the course of the time of the 2 turns that you guys are filling the rocks, an interesting thing happens. In front of Yost, a shimmering field of force actually manifests in front of him. Vroom. For no apparent reason. And you can see it. And every time Yost sort of turns around, that shimmering field of force follows him around, so it's always in front of him.
Oh, wow. That's my friend Avaricius playing with his jewelry.
You gotta be careful, man.
Ah, right. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, cool.
You gotta be careful, Ted. You're gonna summon a sandworm.
The slow blade.
Watch out for
penetrates
slow
the
blades.
shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as we don't encounter any laser weapons from our drone friends, I should be okay.
John, before we continue, point the thing. I just want to make a thing. I'm going to be. I'll have the bow and arrow I got out from Yost out.
Okay. So the field of force basically confirms that Avaricios is, or at least the bearer of the ring, is alive. Okay.
Amazing.
May not be Avaricios.
I hope that guy's okay. He's awesome. I hope he's all right.
Yost, while that is in effect, it still lasts as long as the normal spell lasts. So it is a 2-turn item.
Okay.
So that is actually going to end at the exact same time that the disc is going to end, and your armor is more protective with you for melee attacks, but it does give you 17 AC versus missile attacks. Okay.
One more thing, John.
Yes.
I have the scroll case with all the scrolls. Within our new rules, I can read them automatically, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Just to reiterate. While I was looting Ren, would I have had time to peruse the scrolls real quick?
Yeah. Give us a second while we go over what the scrolls are. Give us one moment. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back again. We kind of sussed out the scroll thing. So just so the audience is aware, this is another sort of new thing that we're going to be trying. I'm not going to go through all the changes that I had to spellcasting, but one of the things that we're going to allow arcane, or both arcane and divine casters to do is they do not need to read magic in order to decipher scrolls. They still needed to know read magic and cast it to decipher spell books, because those are written in the own particular idiom of a given unique spellcaster, right? But scrolls are more. I'm trying to reinforce the whole one and done thing with scrolls, so they are instantly decipherable as long as it matches up with your field of magic, right? Like only arcane casters can decipher arcane scrolls. So, so you got your scrolls. Okay,
Awesome.
so just so you're aware, you have 2 turns left for the disc. You have 2 turns left for Yo's shield. You have 3 turns left for Bregi's torch, and those are the durations that are going on, and you don't know how long your duration is until the fire will last, or that they attempt to make some sort of breakthrough. But you can hear a lot of kerfuffle going on. Light is relatively quiet, but she's straining to either go down south or to the east, and she really fucking wants to go. What do you do?
All right, John. Was anybody? I don't know how occupied everybody was in the filling of the rocks. I assume that took everybody. Nobody's had a chance to investigate that eastern door at all, right? That could be an armory, or it could be something useful, or it could be our deaths.
You could.
Right?
Harold could probably do it if you want Harold to go do it.
I think that would be a very good use of Harold's time.
Yeah,
I
Harold.
agree.
So while that other
idea,
stuff
Matt.
is going on.
Definitely think that's a great idea.
What do you want Harold to do?
Open the door and scream like a girl if there's something bad there. I mean,
Okay. So
if you want, he's going to go up to the door. He's going to look and see if there's a locking mechanism on it and which way it opens. Is it barred from this side? Does it seem like it's a door that's designed to keep people out from here, or to keep things from over there?
I can answer that immediately. Whenever he actually goes up to the door and checks it out, he calls back and he says, "It's spiked shut from this side."
Okay.
Yeah, we don't open it. Never mind.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah,
Hell
leave
no.
that.
It's brand new though.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
Spiked shut. The computers don't want what's on the other side to get.
Probably
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Probably right.
Thanks, Harold. Good spot.
Guys.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, you
Guys,
got a barrel full of rocks. What do you do?
When we leave, do we want to yank the spikes
I don't know if we can leave
behind
past
us?
If we have to fully back up, I don't know. We can't. Once we get down that ice, we're not
Okay,
getting
okay,
back up.
okay.
No, I don't think it's a bad
It's
idea.
it's a little chaotic.
Which I love, baby.
I love that. Yeah, I actually like that a
You're
lot.
speaking my
Ron,
language.
how
Do it.
long would it take to unspike the door?
A turn.
I agree.
Can he do that simultaneously
turn.
while we're filling rocks and stripping armor and all the rest of that?
No, because everyone's already.
Yeah, but then the door will be open while you're there.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we do he unspikes everything and then he loosens the last spike right as we're leaving, and then we run down the stairs.
Okay.
One thing, though, part of the plan, if we still want to do this, don't rub your head in frustration. How dare both of you? This is
It's joy.
we discussed this thoroughly on the
Anticipation.
Discord, and if you didn't read it, it's your own fault.
The spiking part is what I'm concerned about.
Do we want to try to, via Lido, be an easy way, or ourselves, bait anyone who would up the stairway from the south? Because the idea is we're going to try to get them to come try to get us vulnerable. So if Lido's
You're
screaming,
already
I'm
on
going,
their
"Oh
way
God,
up."
I'm injured! I can't get away! I'm bleeding to death!" or some version of us looking like really easy prey. I think it's a good way to get them to head up before we throw barrels down. In other words, the more people are on the stairway towards us, I think the better. But I don't know how you want to do that.
I sort of figured they're either already on the stairs on their way up,
Right.
or they're not coming.
So yeah,
Very possible.
speaking of which, because of the time that's elapsed, you hear down below, down the steps, you hear a familiar voice. Is like, what's going on up there? And then you hear a couple more voices, and you hear like a loud like fuck, and like a doo 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 doo. Boss,
Okay, let's
boss,
throw the
it's-
barrels right now.
it's slippery. It's
Go,
slippery,
go.
boss. We can't find perches. What the fuck is this? Nonsense.
Now.
Oh, he goes,
Right
I can hear you up there. All my pretties.
Now. We got to do it right that minute. Yeah.
All right. Can I peep down the stairs, John, with my dark vision and see what I see?
No, because you see that there's a jag there.
Yeah, we need to actually get the barrels down to the first jag, right?
Oh, okay.
Because if we dump them here, they're just going to go 20
Well-
feet and stop.
Right.
So we need to go
Okay,
down that
so-
first set of stairs.
Yeah, and while we're moving those barrels down, I would like to do two things with Elizabeth. First of all, she is going to quaff this brown potion that I believe she inherited from Goran's stash.
Yeah.
We think that it's beneficial. She's like, you know what? If there's any time to take a shot, now's it. And so
Matt,
she's going
you should have
to.
asked me ahead of time, dude. I would have told you that's just high fructose corn syrup.
Oh.
She'll take it.
Okay, Elizabeth, you down the potion. You when you down the potion, you guys don't see anything visibly really happen to Elizabeth, but Elizabeth, you feel like you could lift mountains. Like you feel incredibly strong. Like
Nice.
all the weight that you're carrying with your gear and all that kind of stuff just sort of disappears like it's nothing.
Nice.
So don't just push that barrel down there, man. Just heave it at him.
Okay, so what you have right now is any attacks with weapons, like melee weapons, basically inflict double damage, straight up times 2. Okay. You can also, should you have any around, you can throw boulders.
You happen to have some, actually.
What? You should grab a couple rocks and just heave them yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
Rocks don't really count because
Oh.
they're not boulders. They're just rocks, right?
What,
I mean,
a full barrel
to be a
of
boulder.
you can just listen. You can easily throw a rock. You can basically throw anything. It's just going to do normal damage, like improvisational damage. However, you are strong enough that you could probably tear off a chunk of that end of things where you've been collecting rocks wholesale and break it off and become make it a boulder. That would take a turn, but you would then have a huge boulder that's about your size, and you can pick that up and hurl it. You can hurl it. Now get this: you can hurl that thing up to 200 feet. and it's not great damage, but it's pretty sizable. It will do 3d6 damage. However, that 3d6 is doubled.
That's a lot.
And
Yeah.
can he throw a barrel full of rocks as if it were a boulder?
Yes.
Why don't you
Let's
do that?
There we go.
Do that.
There we go. She
Amazing.
one more. She's also, because she is fragile as anything, she's been saving this. But you know what? If she goes down, it's not any use to anybody. She's going to cast her one casting of Cure Light Wounds on herself because she's only rocking 5 hit points.
Roll it.
Okay,
Only
that's
rock-
1d6
Only rocking 5 hit points.
Plus-
You bastard.
So funny. Just to reiterate.
Oh, it's a 1.
Damn.
So two hit points.
Okay, so she gets 2. Okay, well, that's 7 is better than 5.
Okay, so
Hey, it's
the
great.
really
What-
cool thing too is that no one really notices what, like, they see Elizabeth drink a potion, but they're going to be in for a surprise whenever you actually do that, Elizabeth, because they have no idea what just happened to you.
So just to clarify before this all fires off, just so we're all on the same page, the ice was only 60 feet, so it's essentially half of this stairwell, right?
Right.
So in other words, someone
Starting at
hitting
the
the
jack,
ice and slipping wouldn't be at the base, right? If they were ascending the stairway, they would be on the stairs, slip down to where that stairway was, which is important if we're throwing a barrel down because they wouldn't be all the way at the bottom, right? So if any of the party, John, I don't know if they were, but if any of the party was ascending, I just want to make that clear because the ice
Yes.
did not start at the base of the
Yes,
stairs.
So you can assume that they are basically they're in the midst of the staircase.
Yeah.
60 feet south along it. Ted, you may want to draw like a little blue line or something like there. There you go.
There you go. Perfect. One other question, since we're all prepping before we do this, because we're just gonna slide on our asses after he throws that barrel. I'm gonna have the wand at the ready. I think I will literally take the front, even though I'm spongy, but for that reason, because I can do shotgun, unless you guys feel otherwise. The other thing is I could shoot a fireball down the hallway right after he throws the barrel if we want to like double that before doing so, because I have
would
a fireball
say
scroll.
Wait on the fireball until you have targets in view.
Perfect.
Okay.
And secondly, throw the boulder / barrel of rocks.
Cool.
I would vote. Yost has the shield thing up. He could go
That's true.
first, using the lance or the spear like a lance, and just slide on his ass and charge, right into somebody.
I
And
love that.
Hold the line until you can come up behind him and target somebody when you can see them.
Okay.
Sure.
So
we can also use Rin's corpse as a shield if we want.
Well, it's not a bad idea to throw both, like just throw bodies down the ice, just anything down the ice. But yeah.
Elizabeth has plans for Rin's corpse.
Oh, there we go.
Fine. That's gross.
okay,
I
so
love it. I love it.
So you quickly following after you hear the squad leader sort of bellow up at you, you hear another voice a little more whimpering. You hear like, I don't want to go up there. I don't want to go up. And it's like, shut up, you. And you hear like a slap. And it's like, we're taking you to the guild master. Yes, we are.
We're gonna kill
we're
some
gonna
slaves.
die. Oh well.
Sorry, gang.
Throw the boulder, man.
You only hear
those
one.
people are.
You only hear one voice. You know that there was 4 prisoners. Okay, Breggy, you recognize that voice as one of the prisoners that you had learned his name was Bestor. Okay, and he was the quietest of all 4 of them. And remember, it was basically the prisoners were a merchant and his guards. But you were always under the impression that Bestor, like the line was that he was caught with the merchants, sort of in this level, right? But he never seemed like he quite fit in with everybody else.
Huh.
Like he didn't look like a merchant guard like the rest of them did. He was quiet, kind of stayed
All
to
right,
the
well-
side. Wasn't really chummy with the rest of the prisoners. Kind of stayed by himself.
Okay.
Well, guys, one
gonna die by a
advantage to
boulder.
throwing this, advantage of throwing a boulders rather than just the barrel rather than just rolling it down is she can aim it above the guy. Like if she looks around that corner and sees an obviously enslaved person, and then this boss, she's going to aim it at that guy's face.
All right. Do it.
Hopefully there's like
right?
6 people on the stairway, but we're about
Let's
to find
keep
out.
Get down there, Elizabeth. Go.
Okay, so Elizabeth, go ahead.
Yeah. She's gonna do that. She's gonna step aside, boys. I got this, and she's gonna pick up that barrel just like it's nothing. Like
All of your jaws
the
drop.
barmaid picking up the right, like the multiple beers on the tray. Right, she picks this up, steps around the corner, and she's gonna aim it at the guy that looks like the slavers that we've seen so far.
Okay, so when you you don't have any light as you peer down that thing. However, they do as they're coming up. But be aware there's a major patch of darkness between you and the extent of their light. You understand? Right?
I can aim it at the torch, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's a patch of darkness that is coated with ice, right? And when you look down there, you see kind of huddled around, kind of like feeling around, and some of them on their hands and knees, sort of feeling the ice and all kind of stuff. But you see those 4 men that kind of entered into the statue room from before. There is no sign of the merchant or any of that, but you do see just what you thought. There is someone who is completely shackled. They have manacles that they basically have their wrists like this that are in front of them, and they are wearing leg irons as well. And it is a very slight man with lank hair, Arcantian, and he, Elizabeth, you wouldn't know, but he's pretty nondescript, but it's very obvious that is a captive.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, they only took him.
He's the only one that survived, maybe. I don't know. Throw the thing, man. Just
I've got good range on this. I can see does the guy who's holding the torch, is he wearing like the slavers leathers and stuff that we've seen so far?
Sure is, yeah.
He's about to get a barrel full of rocks. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Woof. And you Donkey Kong that shit right down
Yes.
Amazing.
Now
Amazing.
it's a 200. You can throw this thing like 200 feet, so that you don't need to like roll it down the ice. You can literally skip the ice and just
Yeah. And she's purposely trying to like hit not the poor slave guy, but the guy behind him.
Right. Okay. So it's a 10-foot wide corridor. They're all sort of all arrayed down there, and when the thing launches through the air and then explodes upon impact, just destroying all the timbers and the what's the
staves and hoops.
Staves, thank you. Yeah. It just rocks, just like it's just a massive amount of like heavy shrapnel that just like pummels everything, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to roll that 3d6, but I want you to quadruple it.
Some predator shit right here, y'all.
All right. Okay, I'm rolling 3d6.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's 9.
Yeah.
9 total. 36.
Okay. 36 points of damage. They are going to make. You're technically. You can't. I was going to ask if you're making any attempt for best story, but you're just impossible. All right. So let's see. We need to make some saves. Okay. For the let me check real quick. Give me 1 second. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Tables. Here we go. He's got hit dice of this, which means he's got a little bit of this action. So, okay,
So
he needs a 13, the leader. Okay, his compatriots need a 15, and Bestor needs a 17. Okay, so 13 for the leader. Here we go. Here we go. Roll them bones. What'd I get? Okay, the leader fails.
6, baby.
His 3 buddies need 15s. Make.
Ooh.
Fail.
Fail.
And Bestor needs a 17.
On Bestor, baby.
Fails.
Oop.
Okay, so this is really good for you because despite the fact that one of the guys actually saved half damage, still is enough. So it does exactly what you wanted. The plan went out perfectly. You heave that thing, explodes outwards, and they're just like, they scream once, and you just hear like a sickening sound as all the torches basically drop to the ground. There's a couple of them that are still scattered around, and so in that flickering yellow light, like down at the base of the steps, you just see a scene of absolute gore. It is nasty, just crushed bodies, and it's just a mess, just like all over the place. And then there's just silence.
The minute my barrel is thrown, I'm on the ice sliding.
Whee!
like I'm chasing the barrel because I want to like carry that momentum immediately. I don't want there to be any like refractory period.
Wand out like a shotgun.
Wand out like a shotgun.
Lisbeth is,
if you want to be in front of me, Ted, you can. But I'm just saying, like, I'm immediately going.
Okay.
Well, I think
Lisbeth says
the idea of Myself Phase is just so excited. He just jumps on and goes, hey.
Like
Lisbeth
toboggans.
says,
You guys like toboggans it down?
After you, gentlemen, the hallway is clean.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing. Well done, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Myself Phase, who just met you, looks at you like, you're my hero. I'm a little obsessed now.
Yeah. Harold actually physically takes his jaw, just like.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Hjalti already had it hot for you, and now you're not going to get rid of it.
Yeah. Hjalti's.
John, I'm gonna
well, you know, it's
John, I'm going to gently cradle Hjalti in my arms as I slide down the ice.
He's looking around like, where are we? What's going on?
Lisbeth is going to go last after everybody goes down. She's going to grab Rin's body and tell Lyda.
Oh no, he's not. Yeah. Sorry.
Get on behind me. And she's gonna like toboggan on because she doesn't want to like bump up down this. She's gonna ride him down that stairwell like a toboggan with Lyda behind her.
That's fucked up, man. You're lucky David is the cool person, man. Because let me tell you, if that was my PC, that would be unforgivable.
You know what? I couldn't ask for a more honorable station for my body than the vehicle of your survival.
And it's
right?
an elf too. I mean, have a little respect.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Can I have used a length of rope to tie around the last spike in the door and then yank it as I'm going down the stairs?
Oh yeah, like the tooth, like you're pulling it from it. Yeah.
I guess the plan was to get rid of the spike at the last second, so we can say we can retcon that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then that's what I do, and then I go down the slide.
Okay, so ominously, as everyone toboggans one way or the other down the ice slope, Breggy is the last one there, and you hear a very ominous as the door opens, and it's lost in darkness. So as you get down to the base of the steps, looking back up, you can see like the barest. No, actually, you wouldn't because of the jag. So yeah, you don't see anything. It would just be completely dark. There is the faint smell of smoke, but it's very, very far away now. And the sounds of the slavers up to the north has basically dwindled. I would say like you're far enough down now that you probably don't hear much anymore. So now it's actually your first time of actually quiet. The loudest sound right now is your heavy breathing, and Lyda is still whimpering. But now that you're at that junction, she's much more calm. Because this is sort of like where she wanted to be. She always wanted to go east, right? And you're at that point right now. However, I think something may occur right here. I just got to double check. You guys may already be aware of what I'm looking at.
There's stone lips on the wall.
Yes.
They made some booms last time.
And it does that. Exactly right, Ted. So whenever you get back, whenever you coast down to the middle of the steps, and then you run down all the way to that intersection, okay, and you're basically moving through the corpses. When you get to that intersection, the first person who would be Mesophase, you hear that boom, 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 but you don't hear any response down here. Do you want to do anything with the corpses? They are whole, generally, but they are very crushed.
I mean, the leader has probably got some decent gear on him, guys, right?
Leader's got to have something good, yeah.
Can we just grab him and drag him down with us?
Grab his body. I think you just grab his body.
No,
I can grab his body.
Yeah, no problem, boys.
There was a certain NPC that I made a point of telegraphing.
Wait.
What? I missed that.
through the slide.
Oh, the guy, yeah, the guy that you knew, Mike.
Yeah, I'll grab him. Yost grabs the leader.
Guys, don't forget I have a floating disc behind me. You can throw whatever you want on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll throw the
You want to
whiskey
put a couple
on it.
bodies on there, put them on there because Ren's not on it anymore. But the guy who is strung up is.
Yeah.
So
Hjalti lives on the disc. I'll grab Brester. Bestor?
Bestor. Bestor.
He was the bestor of us.
He was.
And he didn't live, right, John?
He did not live, no.
It's beyond bandaging, right? Like he's goo.
Fucking dead. Like there is all bones are pulverized. It's like picking up soup. Yeah.
Barrel
Well, you know,
is,
you're gonna,
yeah.
So David,
the leaders.
now, David, we can put the bodies.
You got to
in the
break
barrel.
some eggs. Yeah.
Well, honestly, brutal, so sinister. I love it. Okay, but I do think we should grab the leader's body as well and throw both of them on the.
Okay, let's keep going though, guys. Let's not slow down.
Yes.
Let's keep
And
going.
let's run. Let's keep running with it.
We're going back to the teleport room, right?
Wait, so there's 3 bodies. There's 3 people on the disc now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Then
no gear.
nothing else can go on the disc. I'm ruling that. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. I am going to say that whole scenario took a turn. You have 1 more turn left on the disc, 1 more turn left on shield, 2 more on the torch. Where do you go?
We're
going to the
sprinting.
teleporter
We're
now.
sprinting for the teleporter. I'm going
Sprinting
to
for
have
the
the fireball
teleporter.
at the ready. So we're going towards the teleporter. I have the fireball at the ready, and if I see any movement near the teleporter, I am shooting it immediately when we turn that corner, John.
Okay.
Is
So
that fair?
you do see that the door to the south, which was you had closed behind you when you left this room, is slightly ajar. Okay. And you can see that in the light that's sort of silhouetting against that, it's sparking, which you recognize. Okay.
They
All
might
right.
run from behind us, but do I see anyone in front of us in the teleport room when we
You don't.
turn that
No.
corner?
Nope.
Let's keep running.
Okay, you run. And you're running at well, you're running, but
90.
what's your base exploration speed? 90?
I'm at 90. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
But you're
we're
not
on
you're not
90.
being
Yeah,
careful, right?
90.
You're booking it.
We're
Yeah.
booking.
I
Okay.
think we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that same turn, then you just run down those series of steps, just down, and you burst into the pillar room, aware of the fact that there might be something there. However, there is not. The blue tiled room, the blue pillar is there, right?
Okay.
With all of
I'm
its
going
faces and
to
visage.
I'm going to immediately turn to everyone as if I have some preternatural knowledge, I guess. I don't know. I'd be like, I feel like these are important. Pull out the teleport stones. Ren's supposition before, as we discussed, was that where Avaricios went was the safest. I don't know if you guys, he would have communicated that to everyone else because they were there and I was talking about it during the session.
Yeah.
Can we
On the
assume that you
field.
communicated that to us?
The meta's
to me?
fine. The meta's fine.
Okay.
So
So
this would be the dignified middle-aged woman with an aquiline nose, and she is facing directly east. So that is exactly who you would be facing when you run into the room.
Yes. Here's the important decision, guys, and it is an important decision. Once I put those teleport stones in there, they stay there. We teleport, they stay. If for any reason you would rather go south and enter into the caverns and escape that way, and keep these teleport stones for the future, rather than porting back to the Broken Head, now is the time to make that decision. If we want to rejoin the Broken Head, let's do it, right? But that is the decision, so I want to open it to everybody.
You have a lot of options here, actually.
Well, we can also go to Group B and we could join that group, yeah. Or we could go a lot of places, yeah, like John said. There's not one direction.
What's the plan?
Part of me just wants to go to the Broken Head, man.
I've got a 5,000 gold piece golden statue in my backpack that I would love to get experience points for.
All right. So we're gonna go.
the
We're gonna
same,
go
right?
back to the surface. Is the plan, right?
Yeah.
Plan.
Okay. So what do you do with the eyes?
I tell everyone to stand in front of the statue and I place each of them in the sockets of the statue.
Wait. I have maybe an idea. If we have some twine.
I knew you were going to say that. Oh, you're such a genius. Try it. Try it. Please try it.
Okay.
Oh, I love this.
We're going to take
you brilliant man.
We're going to take
so
a loop of that twine and we're going to fit it in before we put the pennies in.
I love this.
And we're
man
going to
so
hold
much.
on to that ball of twine. So when we teleport, yoink.
So this is the old like a tying like to a quarter, so you can get your quarter back from the.
Yes,
From the...
yes. Matt, you beautiful. I'm so excited. This is twine is the best item in Arden Vul. I want everyone to know twine is the best item.
Full circle.
Full circle. Nothing is better than twine.
Well, guess what? It doesn't work. So fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to be keeping. While they're doing this, I'm going to be keeping watch on that corridor that we just came from.
Okay,
with my bow out.
Such a good idea. Fuck, man.
And
I'm so
Ted,
juiced.
can you search best door?
Sure.
Sure. Before we put it in immediately, why don't we search their corpses? So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear. There's a couple of there's one major change that's been in this room since the last time you were there. You remember how there was a path around the pillar, and then also generally like there's all that blue dust. You can definitely see that now there are actually footprints within that path, recent, that are heading from the east to the south. Okay, just so you're aware. Those are definitely fresh, and we're not there before. Okay, so now you said that you're going to spend a turn to search bodies.
No, I say we just drag them with us and search them when we get there.
That's true. You can hold on to the bodies; they'll teleport with us.
Yeah. Just throw it over my shoulder.
Here's the thing: the floating disc will not. So I don't think so. We have to grab onto our friend Harold.
Lisbeth is super strong, man. She can have a guy over each shoulder.
Guys, it's going to take you a turn to set up your little twine trick. In that turn, we can probably search at least one, maybe two of the bodies, and then we don't have to take them with us because remember, we don't know what we're going into. So, for all we know, we're going to be dropped in the ocean, right?
Fine. While we're doing that, I'm going to be watching eastward with Fireball at the ready to see if, while they're stripping the corpses, to see if anyone moves, and then I will fire it in defense. Is that fair?
Yeah, I was keeping watch too with my infravision.
So I'm going to give you a meta knowledge benefit here that you probably should have realized. Basically, that meta wise, that if when you teleport here, that you're going to be teleporting above the ground.
Right.
Okay. B team was not able to put the mattress down. So you wouldn't know. I'm giving you meta knowledge. Okay.
Oh, I see.
But this is important because Lyda has 3 hit points.
Damage. Yeah.
And she is also right? she is not subject to the death and dying rules. In other words, if she hits 0, she's dead.
Right.
Okay. The also I'm looking it up here. Hjalti is at 1 hit point.
Okay.
Man. Would you rather die here or die somewhere else?
Now, there's no way that you would know that, but I'm giving you the meta knowledge because we've been doing meta knowledge the entire time. But I want you to know that just teleporting could kill 2 of your NPCs right now.
Right. I mean, I would kind of guess. And how much damage is it? Is it a D6?
It's a D6.
Okay. So it could kill me too. And it could kill probably David's new character. And
10 feet drop is a D6 damage?
D6 per 10 feet.
That's I don't know why. That's insane. I can jump 10 feet out my window right now and not have any damage occur.
We're doing meta, yeah, but it's unexpected fall. If you're jumping out of your window, you're ready for it. David,
is a person's height.
If we're getting meta knowledge, can we know enough to maybe stand on top of these soft, mushy corpses that we have with us and use those to break our fall?
I don't think that'll break a fall though. Yeah.
I don't think you could go that far. I'm just saying you as players would know that this is what the fate would be. So you're going to have to make a decision here.
So our characters are morally in the clear, but we're on the hook.
Now you guys will probably be okay because you would suffer the death and dying rules and you could bandage and all that sort of stuff, that kind of thing. I'm saying that Hjalti, it's more about Hjalti and Lyda.
I think the realistic thing, disagree please, but I think the realistic thing is we don't know. We want to escape. And the alternative is probably death. So as risk evaluation goes, it's going south where there's unknown threats or going through the teleporter and potentially losing them. And almost certainly losing the 1 HP guy because it's a D6
Does anyone
roll.
here know the goblins? Like, if we're going off of meta knowledge, then we know that if we teleport into the other room, if we run through the double doors, like right away, that will eventually lead out to the goblin area, right?
Well,
does anyone in our current party know the goblins?
We're talking about Team B
Yost,
or Team A, rather.
Yost knows the goblin. So does Elizabeth.
Okay. If we go to the Great Hall, guys, the No Man's Land War, and we beeline for the double doors, yes, it's scary. We're not trying to link up with the other team. We're trying to escape. But if we we know now that our other party knows that if we went through those double doors, there's a fairly straight shot up to goblin territory, right?
Yep.
We're still dragging bodies.
I do want to point out, though, that the disc will remain in effect when you teleport. And the disc hovers. Then
it doesn't matter. We'll put the bodies on there.
Lyda,
get on the disc. Get on the disc, girl.
Lyda and the Whisk and Hjalti.
Yes, and so we'll tell them get on the disc. This is
you have like one. My point is that you have only one turn to do this, right?
Yeah. So, scrap the twine, scrap the searching of the bodies or whatever. We just got to go, right? That's John's point. We just got to go. We got to go like right now.
That's basically the decision point. That's a good way to sum it up. You can either do the twine and take them with you, or you can take the disc with you. That's the give or take.
I think the Whiskin is going to be a font of knowledge. I think the Whiskin is going to be a font of knowledge. And frankly, like letting Lyda die at this point is galling to me because we dragged her across the entire lengths of Arden Vul to get her out.
Keep the disc. All right, the twine's a fun idea, but keep the disc. Let's try to save their lives.
Can we do one more thing? Can we do one more thing? Can we throw the brand new wizard on the disc too? Can he sit on his own disc?
Yeah.
No, trails behind me is the rules. No, as rules written, it trails behind me.
You're right.
And I might die too because I have 4 HP. This is why I'm confused about that.
We can bandage. We can bandage you. Yeah.
Here's my plan.
We are
big old Yost just wraps that little wizard in his arms, and we'll just absorb the damage when he falls.
Well, and I think this is a valid. Okay, again, not to interrupt. Whatever. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it now. This is the session.
Yeah.
I still think keeping the teleport stones is very valuable with Twine, and I think looting the corpses is very valuable. And I think
we'll bring the grappling. That's not a problem.
What I'm saying is, I think like grappling. What you just said is a great idea. Holding on to Lyda and like doing this. She's tiny, right? Will absorb any damage in the fall, right?
I don't know. I'm not arguing that part. That might happen, David, but I would just say I think John is saying it's like one or the other. It's my impression is that he's saying one or the other. And
it's not a devil's bargain. It's just factors that we have to take into account. He's not saying we have to do one thing or another.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Saying we don't have a lot of time.
But all I'm saying is you have one turn before the disc goes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So you do whatever you want.
Let's do
I agree with Mike.
I said let's do the disc. These guys have access to the surface anyway. They have the long stair. It's fine, right? They have a shortcut to the surface. Whatever, it's fine. Let's go.
Well, the problem is they can follow us to the surface immediately. And anyone who enters into the room is teleporting immediately to the surface because it's that entire wedge. So anyone who comes in the direction that we just went is immediately, unbeknownst to themselves, teleported there, which also means if we ever try to come down, we can't enter into the room without being teleported away. That, in other words, no entrance from that direction is possible ever again without going to the
I would say, David, that they've been there for a long time and they already knew about the teleport because
it was live earlier.
It was live when we got
that was a mistake. That was a mistake, though. Like realistically speaking, that was something that we adapted to because it was an accident, which is fine. But moving forward, right? Literally, the guys who are potentially chasing us from the east, if they do, follow us. If the slavers put out the fire and run south, they follow us. We have given an immediate passageway to the top, which doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. But
David, it's contingent upon them knowing or be willing to actually interact with the pillar. That's another factor too. Like they may not know.
What I'm saying is their knowledge is it's an area of effect. So once it's in there, if we don't remove it, the entire wedge, that whole like.
Oh, I see.
30, 40 degrees. Anyone who comes from the threshold of that stairway into the room is teleported immediately. There is no
if the eyes are gone. If the eyes are gone.
Yeah.
No, if the eyes are in there, which we're leaving if we're not doing the twine trick, which means anyone who enters in that section is teleported to the top. forever.
Right.
Unless they have the same thriftiness that Ren 2 did to sneak under and pry him out. So they would literally all like you couldn't get to them. In other words, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Does that make sense?
It does. You know, I think you're correct, David. And I would say two things about that. One is that, of course, we know that, well, we suspect that they probably know about this pillar more or less. So they may have the savvy to do what you just described. Secondly, so what? They appear in the middle of Arden Vul on the surface. They don't have an easy way back. It's not like they can, you know, appear on the surface and grab us and drag us away for slaves. They've got to fucking make their way back to the fucking tunnel now. And secondly, or thirdly, I should say, there's goblins and beastmen all over the place, and I think they're going to take care of those slavers for us, and I'm not worried.
Which I think is valid. I just want to point it out because I agree. I think for the most part, it's probably not a concern, but I think it's important to remember that that's the case.
Yeah, you're right. I myself forgot that would be a contingent thing.
Yeah.
But
and if, for instance, our party comes from the Long Stairway at any point, we won't be able to enter into the Cult of Arden.
The other thing I would say, though, too, that might be, for all we know, it's not these specific coins. It's just any 2 coins in there. So if they wanted to follow us anyway, they might have that way to do it. And then the other thing I would say, too, is it's just like, to Ted's point, if they follow us, they follow us. I don't know how we get back to this room since the teleport is one way.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can't teleport back to this room. So we have to figure out a way to come back down here and get in there. And that might be another 50 sessions.
So I want to take another break, but I do want to get this decision made, and we'll break after the decision is made. So what I'm hearing is that we're going to, you're going to teleport with the disc anyways, and risk the fact that they may find
Yeah,
I do. But just hold on, guys. Sorry, I'm not trying to be difficult. The really existential question here, which is why I brought it up, is not even the following part. Is the Cult of Arden, as we know from the night, right, is not accessible from without the fire teleporter working twice, which we don't know will happen, is not accessible from any direction other than this one. And the only way, hold on, we may find another one, but the only way that we currently know to get back here, if the Cult of Arden is something we're interested in, is through the Long Stairway, because we know that it connects to the Setites. It may be that the southern passage leads to the trolls and we get there that way, et cetera, et cetera. But if a short-term goal of ours, or an important goal of ours, is returning to the Cult of Arden, this completely blocks that possibility. It is no longer possible. Not just for 50 sessions, but for exponential amounts of sessions if the fire portal doesn't work. Because to get through the southern passage and find several floors of weaving and will take far longer, right, is what I'm saying. So that's a decision we have to make as a group, not being interested in that area for the foreseeable future.
I have an
including
idea.
The alien ship and shit. Yeah.
I have an idea.
Go.
We send everybody through right now. You Misophase, you're just like, everybody go. Take the disc. And you go through. Right, and somebody stays behind and does the twine trick.
Oh, yeah, no shit. Such a good idea. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, here,
perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Ted.
Look at the big brain on Ted.
Ted is the most smart of us. But to do that, Ted, what you're going to have to do is we're going to have to tie the twine to them. You're going to have to essentially lay beneath it.
He can do it. Yeah.
I'm
just letting you know.
The person staying behind has to get into the room beyond the column, let everybody else go through, and then sneak up and pull them out, do the twine thing, and then go through.
Yeah.
Good. Love you. Perfect.
Yeah.
Where's the most speed? God,
so smart.
Everybody likes P.
Edmund Standy.
Okay, so Misophase, you are going to you yourself are just going to remove the eyes, right? And you're going to go. I'm sorry, you're going to insert the eyes and you're going to go.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
It's the coins.
We are going to give the eyes to the twine person. The twine. It's still
the coins,
has to go by for these coins.
No, you can't do the twine thing. You can't do the twine thing and the disc thing because the time to tie the twine means the disc runs out.
Yeah.
Just go through.
Yeah, Lisbeth just gives the twine to Yost.
Fine. Yost will take the twine. Yost will stand out of the way with the twine. You guys all go through. Yost will reach around and grab the coins.
This is really important, though. This is what I'm saying. When Rin did this, he did so by being very carefully under it and using a long pick to not have his body in anywhere of the view of the eyes to pry it out. If your hand goes there, you're going to get teleported. In other words, I think, and it will not succeed.
If you follow Misophase's instructions, you should be fine. So if that's the plan, we can execute it, right? I'm not gonna roll
Rad.
for like
Yost
failure.
was also
yeah. So
Yost was
Misophase.
also there when he did it. He saw how to
It's
do
true.
it. Yeah.
You did. That's true. Very true.
Okay,
Cool. I'm
Misophase.
excited.
You hop through. Okay, the eyes go in, and you just see Misophase just wink out of existence, gone. Okay, you then follow it.
With the disc, I hope the disc should go
With the disc,
him, right?
yeah, with the disc, yeah, yeah. So the disc follows along with him, and then you carefully, with the pick and all that sort of stuff, and ducking down and all that kind of stuff, you immediately follow afterwards. The twine trick works.
Yay.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
the moment that you teleport back onto the surface, Misophase, the disc basically, well, not the moment. It'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like you go in and then but it'll basically dispel the moment that you're kind of done. Because I just don't want to run Misophase by himself and then the rest of the party. So
Please
I get
no.
it.
yeah,
God,
your
no.
plan was very solid. It was excellently thought out, and so therefore it is successful, and everyone is back. However, everyone will take damage except for the two that are on the thing. So
Can I jump on the disc right before?
would you rather me? I'll give you the choice before we break real quick. Would you rather me roll a d6 for every separately for everyone, or do you want me to just roll once and apply that damage to everybody?
Let's do separate. It'll be more fun that way, right?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do each. We'll
Okay,
do our-
Misophase, you were the first in there. Here we go.
I'm rolling. Oh, you're rolling for me. Okay, cool.
What I roll?
I'm dead.
4? You're not dead. You're just out.
I'm out. Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Braggy.
Reggie, you're taking 3.
Yeah, I have 2 hit points left.
Okay, make sure you're marking your hit points. Who's next?
All right, Elizabeth. Before she goes, we'll do the bulging bicep. See you later to Yost.
Sure.
Nice.
Only one for Elizabeth.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yost,
So Hilty and fuck.
you take 6, Yost.
Hilty and Lyda are on the
They're fine.
disc.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
fine, right? Okay.
Yeah, Harold, though, is going to take some damage.
Oh, Harold, yeah.
He's gonna die. He's on 1 HP. Yeah.
What I roll? It was cocked on my screen.
4.
4.
Bye bye, Harold.
No, Harold's fine.
He's fine. He's got a ton of
Oh,
hit
I thought he
points.
had 1 HP.
There's
not
Harold and
I was thinking about
Keelty.
the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so you guys all pop out. You've got the eyes. All right, and your two incapacitated NPCs and Lyda are okay. Lyda is now quiet and stunned with big saucer-like eyes as she looks around and immediately like whips her head up to the sun and it does like a golem where she's just like she's just she hasn't seen sunlight for a long time, and it is absolutely terrifying to her, right? So she's not screaming, but I would say that she's just basically like all huddled over, and you guys are just collapsed in those palace ruins. Okay, now before we take a break, I want to say one last thing. When you pop out into the air, you are high enough in the air. Remember, like you're above those palace ruins, right, where Vargr died, right? Uh-huh. So, but they're all crumbled, right? So you get like a quick view of everything around you, right? And one thing pops up in your head that you have the presence of mind to register before you plummet to the ground and hit, is you see a very large green dragon that is perched atop the statue of Vul to the west, the headless statue of Vul, perched like with its wings like crouched around it, right? And it appears that it is peering down at a group of people. And then you slam into the ground.
Amazing.
Okay. And we will break for there and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Bladder's empty once again. You can see that the map has changed to the ruins of Arden Vul as we have C-Team has escaped the dungeons and they are in the palace, which is right here. And they are in those ruins. And they saw on this tower, on this statue right here, the ruined statue of Vul, Kraz is perched and appears to be in discussion or at least listening to a group of people here, but you couldn't get any bead on who those people may be at that statue. But then you dump unceremoniously down. The disc drops with Misophase, but holds, and so you've got your NPCs there. And I told you what happens. So there you are. What do you do?
Well, I'm unconscious.
Oh.
Hey, John, on that that new map of Arden Vul that you posted, I don't know if that's what you're showing to everybody, but I'm looking at it, the grid version here.
Okay.
There's a couple of stars. Those are the two statues, right?
Those are the two statues. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll zoom out and then zoom in for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are here.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I need to turn on your cursor. Can you show me that again?
Right here.
Where
Michael and David are pointing. And then
I'm not seeing it. Hold on here.
Well, you know where they are. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, and this is the statue right here.
There you are.
Yeah.
David's unconscious, guys. Can someone bandage him, please?
Here's what would have happened, though. The disc floats at waist height. Once I fell, they would be floating by me, and then when I went unconscious, the disc would disappear, and they'd fall from waist height, which is I'm sure not damaging.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
We're all on the ground now.
Yeah, that's true. So that's true. The disc would go. Yeah. Okay, so
I'm
with
sure
the new
Elizabeth can bandage.
Yeah, so we have a new bandaging rule that we're going to be applying right now. So, David, what was Mesophase at negative?
Just a 0.
You're at 0. Okay, so that's fine. Bandaging takes a turn, and so it basically can only, because it takes a turn, can basically only be applied outside of combat. We're not in combat anyways. So, Elizabeth, you're going to bandage Mesophase? Yeah, okay, so that takes a turn.
Yeah, when she goes through and sees him all...
Okay, the clock strikes 2 after that happens. It's 2 p.m. And bandaging takes you up to 1 hit point at that point, but you do need to... where is my stuff? We have to go... It's new to me too, so we have to kind of look up a rule. Okay, so you're conscious, right? But you have to choose now between being debilitated or actually being injured. So debilitating basically means that you can't move unless you are assisted by someone else. And so that's going to lower both the assistor and the assistee's movement tier by 1. Or you can choose to actually roll a permanent injury, which you'll suffer ability score loss and a permanent maiming sort of condition.
Because we're not in a dangerous scenario, I'm going to do debilitation, not injury.
Yeah,
Okay.
We can get you back to the broken head.
Okay, so you have 1 hit point, and you cannot move without an assist. So you're very similar right now to Hjalti.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys
Can I
want
ask
to
one
leave
quick
the
question?
corpse and shit? Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Can I ask one quick question? Is anyone's, and this is meta, but I apologize, is anyone's constitution at the point where if they get an extra point, they get more hit points? Because I don't, and I have that belt of dwarven kind on.
No, I don't think so.
It's 16 and plus 2, so maybe me.
It's a +2.
Yeah, so I would if I got an extra.
And then that would actually help you out right now. All right, so I take off the belt of dwarven kind and give it to David's character.
Okay, so David, that is a 1 slot item, and it must be on your equipped side in order to be effective.
Okay.
Okay, but if it raises your con to 16, then yes, you gain a +2.
Cool.
So you would actually gain 1 hit point.
Would he still be debilitated then?
You should have done that before the teleport.
So it's okay.
That's true.
Oh, actually, I'm an idiot. I didn't add the +1 when I rolled, so I would have 5 to begin with, so I didn't go unconscious.
Yeah.
Because we roll minimum when we create, so I would have 5. Oh my god! So sorry, guys. I didn't even add because I had a +1 already. So I'm at 1. We don't have to do the bandaging at all.
Oh, okay.
And
all
the
right,
floating
cool.
disc still exists. Then I'm an idiot. Sorry. So the floating disc is still there.
It disappears after like a turn anyway,
Oh,
so
that's true.
it's fine. Okay, but give yourself an extra hit point because of the belt, and you're not conscious, and we don't have to do the bandaging, so that's fine.
Okay.
So around that same time, the moment that you teleport, disc goes away, the Yost's shield disappears. Breggy, your torch that you brought with you also goes out. Elizabeth, you're still feeling pretty tip top as far as your ability to hurl crap.
Yeah, baby.
If you want to
Elizabeth just carry us all on her shoulders.
there are plenty of boulders that are made out of the structural ruins of these palace. There's also a big dragon not too far away.
I was going to say, you know who's easy to
I was
throw
about
boulders
to
at?
say.
Dragons.
I'm just
Dragon.
Do it. I don't like dragons. That's a big, scary monster.
Wait.
Throw a boulder at it.
Wait, so the dragon he's on top of the Arden statue
give
to
you
the
$100.
east
the
of us?
statue of Vul to the west.
To the west of us. He's
Okay.
like 600 feet
Oh,
away.
way
You
over
can't
there.
actually hear
Yeah,
him.
you cannot throw it. Well, let's see.
I will give you $100 on Venmo if
No.
you
would
run
have to
over
be.
there.
You would have to be a.
That dragon.
No, listen. If
Sorry.
I'm not saying it's something you could do, but if you want to entertain the possibility, you can go into that courtyard that's in front of the palace and cross over the Bridge of Wisdom to the west. And if you were at the foot of that bridge, you could stand right there and hurl rocks at that dragon, which is 200 feet away. So
You can hurl
Well, I
one.
tell you guys,
You're going to get one.
yeah, that would be the last thing. However, wait, what about this? This is the opportunity for one of those epic, when you toss the pebble to distract the guards, right? What if she takes a big boulder and chucks it down into that big lake, right? Or into the river, right?
And
Is
then
that
follows up and throws the rest of the boulders at Estelle and the other dudes.
Whoops, we crushed Estelle. Oh, no.
oh no, what happened?
okay, so meta wise, it's about 2 p.m. So the way that this is sort of working is that you're kind of viewing what Estelle and the group are doing with the dragon, while your characters wouldn't know, but you as players know that currently right now, B team is underground, which is kind of sad. You can basically switch places. Like B team is now down in the debouchement, talking to the goblins and hiring them, and then you guys have popped up on top. Okay,
John, I think we should immediately go to the stash and like the big stash with 80,000 gold and see what's going on there.
you have a very very big dragon and a mean crew of wine dark in front of you, blocking your way.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I mean, can we see that crew of Estelle and the Wine
No,
Dark?
not where you are now.
What
You're-
if we climb up into the ruins? Can we then spy on them?
No, because the ruins are all collapsed. You would have to like work your way into the area where Vargar died, which is very dangerous, as you know. But also don't forget that you've got Hjalti, who's hurt, and you do have the bodies as well. If you wanted to look
I think
around.
we should loot them real quick first.
Yeah, let's loot them really quick.
Okay.
Good job, guys. I'm so excited. Wow, we made it out. We might still die, but I great thinking from Matt and Ted. That was really amazing. From everybody.
That was a good plan for everybody.
Okay.
Good job.
So the leader of the patrol, of the slaver patrol, unfortunately doesn't have that much great. He's got leather armor. He has a spear and a club that is not like a brute club. It's more like a billy club sort of thing. You know what I mean? And manacles.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Fuck
Yeah.
that, dude.
Let's desecrate this corpse, man. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
That
I want
guy.
to throw him in the river. Can we throw him in the river and see if he floats?
Dude, throw him at the dragon.
No,
That's a bartering chip. Hey, look, if you want to sacrifice.
actually, that would be hilarious if like they're
Better
all
than a
sitting there
goat.
talking to the dragon and suddenly out of nowhere a body just comes flying. All right, what about
that's
Bestor? Let's give a look at
What
Bestor.
about Bestor?
Okay. So Bestor. Let's see here. So Bestor is not carrying anything on him there because he was a prisoner, right? Basically. And he doesn't appear to be that remarkable at all. However, much like the leader of the patrol there, he is really, really smashed up. And this is kind of gross. Kind of really gross. Okay, so this is quite graphic. So just be aware, audience out there, a little bit graphic, okay? There appears to be a small foreign object which is coming out of his entirely ruptured bowels.
Ew.
He swallowed some shit when
He
he got
swallowed
captured.
it.
It's amazing. I kind of wondered if that's why you were like, well, I telegraphed a guy, and I was like, what could it possibly be? Is this like a prison thing? Oh my gosh.
He's used his prison pocket.
Oh man, amazing. What do we
The
find,
dwarven
baby? What do we
prison
find?
Yeah, Yost will dig in there. Yost doesn't care. Yost knows his
Take
core,
him
man.
like a
Okay.
piggy bank.
That's a great constitution.
You find that you
Yeah.
pull out of the bloody wreckage of this man's anus. It's-
Wait, I gotta write that down. Pulls out of the bloody wreckage.
there is
of-
a shattered, very
Oh, and-
slim vial, like a long test tube sort of thing, right?
Oh, it's broken.
It's
gone now.
broken because a bunch of boulders hit him, or a bunch of a barrel broke. But however, it's sort of caked with blood and all that kind of stuff. But there appears to have been a very tightly rolled, like carrier pigeon sort of scroll that was you assume what used to be in that vial,
Ah,
and it's very
Like a
slim,
little-
right?
like a little carrier pigeon type of note.
Yes, and the
rolled
vial
up
appears to have been
tightly.
like a suppository sort of thing. You know what I mean? That sort of like that, but it's shattered.
Yeah.
Shake the junk off and unroll the scroll. What is it?
Okay. When you open the scroll, you see Yost's eyes go wide and his jaw drop open when he sort of scans what's on that scroll. And very cramped, almost like a cipher, but it is actually an Arcantian, but it's like super, super tiny by some sort of like exquisitely delicate hand, right? Is a message that is from it is from none other than the Lord Burdock himself in Newmarket. This is Lady Alexia's half brother, the one who claims rulership over the entire valley, and that Lady Alexia is contesting, right, and wants the regalia in order to prove that she is the actual lord, right? So this is nominally your ruler, right? Your immediate superior, right? From Lord Burdock, and it's addressed to the High Priestess Stephania of the Cult of Set. Okay.
Okay.
And it is a message that is proposing that there be an alliance between the Cult of Set and Lord Burdock.
And the cult of set is prescribed.
Ooh.
Yes.
So he's trying to make a deal with like basically Aleister Crowley Satanist dudes to secure some power here. She could
Man,
definitely use that.
Yeah,
info.
Alexia would love to have this.
Sure. I also don't want to beat a dead horse, but I do think the regalia is affiliated with the Trials of Arden, which is why I was worried about the necklace.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But
Yeah.
like this piece of paper
Oh, yeah.
right here does Alexia almost as much good. If she can prove that her brother is comporting with forbidden Setites, then anyway, we would be her favorite almost dead adventuring party.
As long as she doesn't find out we killed her wizard.
No, we didn't kill her
Just
wizard.
think how much, David. Just think how much easier it's going to be for you to murder her
David,
if she really likes us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
everyone's
know,
really-
guy who
everyone's
murdered
really
her wizard
focused.
is
you know
dead.
that she is actively looking for any way to supplant her half brother.
This will
Right.
do it. This will
And,
do
and,
it.
and you know that she's desperate because she's
It's
looking for the
huge.
regalia, right? Which
Right.
is known to be like long gone, right? So hidden in Arden Vul, and she's spending exorbitant amounts of money hiring the greatest sage of the adventuring sage of the realm to go find it, hiring adventuring companies to go down there and get it, all that kind of stuff, in a desperate attempt to undermine her half brother. And you are holding in your hands that.
Oh,
In
yeah.
fairness, John, I don't know if you could call him the greatest adventuring sage. He was pretty easy to stab through the neck.
Well, I did use the past tense.
Yeah, but
Is one weakness.
Isocritus' murderer has met a just and fitting end in the depths of Arden Vul. The crime has been expunged. No one here has any association with it at all.
No one was ever seen with Onweir.
This is my favorite. We were talking about like info is power and stuff like that. This is like as concrete as it fucking gets right here. This can
Yeah,
be
man.
literally-
Way up there.
I'm not going to put any suggestions in your mind. You can extrapolate what you might do with that note as you will.
I'll extrapolate you right now. We'll go to Gosterwick, baby. Let's get out of here.
There is so that took a turn to loot the body, so it's now 2:10 p.m.
Okay.
What do you
so
do?
guys, do we want to try and spy on the dragon, or do we want to just hightail it?
Hightail it.
Yeah, we don't know anything about the
I don't
dragon
think-
situation.
We can't get close enough, and we have no reason to go spy on the. I mean, we just don't know what's going on over there.
Hjalti is going to impede your progress because you no longer have the disc. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah, fortunately, we have a very strong,
Well, I
young,
mean-
Elizabeth person.
True. Very true.
Where do we want to?
That's actually a good point.
she
That
can,
I completely forgot about that. You could, if
You can
if
carry
Elizabeth
grown
takes
men
Hjalti-
like babies.
yeah.
Where
In fact, I'd like to ride.
the
But
broken
the
head?
thing is, you don't know how
she
long
has been
Elizabeth
this
has.
whole time.
Oh,
I randomly generated the duration of that potion, which you do not know, so you don't know how much longer it will last.
all right.
Okay.
I say we either go to the Broken Head or we go to Gosterwick.
That's the big question.
This is hot ticket, man. We should.
I think we got to go to Gosterwick, guys, because we're not going to carry Hjalti all the way down to Gosterwick. I'm sorry, we have to go to the Broken Head. We don't want to carry Hjalti all the way to Gosterwick. And also, we could probably shed ourselves of Lyda. We could probably pay for her to have a room and board for like a month or whatever and just let her get less crazy.
I do want to put out
bar back.
a big meta thing I just want to put out there too for the ease of play in the game and all that kind of stuff. Remember, reunification should be at the top of your mind as well, if possible.
Yes.
You have the closest you've ever been to reunifying two teams. Meta knowledge that it's at the B team episode ended at 3 p.m. So you have less than an hour before you know that they're going to, you as players know that they're going to be coming out of there with 20 goblins, right? So
I would like to see what's happening in the Broken Head while B team's gone.
Yeah,
I mean that's more valuable in like the next 15 minutes of our session. Checking in on that is like huge because it's another unexpected resurfacing hitting Cronus when Estelle's not around, and like familiar faces, right? We have Yost. Who else?
Yeah.
Just Yost.
Does
Just Yost.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Does anyone have a large?
Guys, another remember that B team. Our plan there was to leave at sunset, right? So we have some time because of the goblins, right? So we have some time. So I think we do have time for this team to make it up to the Broken Head, and then we still have time to decide what we want to do there. Do we want to meet back up? Do we not? But what we could do is kind of leave, since we know this is a point, right? Of conflation, right? This is a place that both parties know about. Let's leave a note here, to the other team.
I think it's a great idea.
It says, we survived. We went to the Broken Head.
I'm not pushing you one way or the other, but I want to make clear that you don't have to necessarily think about what your characters here would know. You have 5 turns basically to wait when you know that as players know that your other team is going to pop up on the surface. That team has expressed the desire to send the goblins and basically suss out the situation at the gladiatorial school. So their motive is not to go back to the Broken Head. So if you go back to the Broken Head, you will be missing each other yet again. Right.
That's a good point.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to,
We could hide out here. Yeah.
That's what I'm not. It sounds like I'm pushing you that direction, but if you want to join the groups up, you just have to wait here 50 minutes.
I think that's very valid, and I don't think we should discount it. What I will just say is, I have 1 HP. None of us have spells. We are literally encumbered, all of us, right? And we aren't particularly combat capable. So the value beyond the, like, to meta talk it out, right? We are adding numbers that aren't useful, and we are only going to play one character. So the value of just waiting and meeting the other team for us is like kind of neutralized, in my opinion. Whereas going to the Broken Head,
you're very right.
Going to the Broken Head, having another ally at the Broken Head as spies, right? Like as people who are getting information and watching while our other group is going, is like, in my mind, a real big benefit to us, whether something happens or not, because we have all this information now.
Right. The thing I would say to support David on that too is just that imagine Kronos' face when the four of us showed up. Right? Right? Imagine Cronus' face when the four of us showed up in the middle of this plan. And now another four of us show up.
Yes.
Right? And for all we know, by at the end of the next session, another four of us might show up. In which case there's now 12 members of Arden Vul all camped out in his inn, being like, "Where's our money, bitch?"
Exactly, Mike. So like, this is the Cold War shit. Even if we don't like do anything aggressive, our sense of, sorry, Matt, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'll just say it really quick. Our original members, some are there, some aren't. But also this idea that they're like new people that we've acquired gives the perception that we have connections, right? They don't know how we know these other fucking people, right? So having two parties that now have new members of it, and then a third party potentially as well, in a weird way. I mean, it's a meta thing, but like in a weird way, that makes us seem so much more robust as a troop, right? So I think it's valuable.
So Broken Head is what I'm hearing, right?
Yes. However,
the other.
I need a large sack.
Matt was next, Ted. Matt was next. He had his hand up.
He already interrupted me once.
Ted.
Large sack, because I'm wearing azure armor that I don't want to get caught wearing out in the open. So if anyone has a sack, otherwise I'm going to have to bury it here or something like that.
Just got to bury it here, I think. I don't have a sack.
Wait, let me
wrap
see.
it up in your cloak, dude. Just wrap it up.
I don't have a cloak. I wear a posing pouch.
It's a suit of big armor. Yeah.
Yeah. I need something to put it in, or I'm gonna have to ditch it.
Lisbeth has a small sack.
Will it fit in a small sack, John? Probably wouldn't.
No.
A small sack carries like 200 GP worth of stuff. It's like, no.
Throw it in a bush. Just throw it in a bush, dude. You don't even need to bury it. Throw it in some shrubs.
John, I'm going to strip down. This will take a turn. That'll save us some time, right? I'll strip down out of the armor.
Yep.
Wrap it up, and bury it in some rocks where I can find it again later, but it's not going to be just sitting out.
Okay, cool. All right, so you do that. Make a note that's where that is, because I will forget. Yeah, Matt, go ahead.
Okay. So here's what I wanted to point out. We have more time, I think, than you think, or than you were implying to meet up if we want to. Because remember, if it's only 2 p.m. right now, we have 5 hours, because we were going to wait in the pyramid until sunset, which was at 7.
You're absolutely right. You're right. I forgot about that. You're right.
So we have plenty of time to make it up to the Broken Head.
I completely forgot about that. You're right.
Because Yost right now is still very battle capable. Elizabeth, the rest of us, right?
I mean,
Yost could make it back. Maybe one or two of us.
So we're going back to Broken Head. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Yost has 6 hit points, but he would be happy to guard the stash later. I mean,
okay. So as the sun is westering in the sky, it's still a lovely day outside, and you're enjoying actually being free of the dungeon for this group of people, first time in a long time.
Alive.
You make your way out across the Bridge of Doubt towards the ruined statue of Arden on the eastern side, and the view of the dragon slowly fades away, and you let them do their business, and you're just like, all right, whatever is going on over there, I don't know. And as you make your way past the pyramid on your way back, you hear multiple voices behind this strange barrier that's been created up on the platform that I can't remember who's seen it and who hasn't, but whatever, a lot of you haven't. And you hear them go, Yost, 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 as you hear voices cry out from the pyramid in Goblin.
I love them so much.
And you make your way back. The guards at the tower are absolutely flabbergasted. You're like, you wouldn't believe who we just saw.
Well, that's great to know.
Wait.
They can tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, if you ask them, then they can inform you of what's going on. So now there's no more need for meta. You know exactly what was going on or what their plan was in general. And you make your way back to the Broken Head. Now, I'm rushing through this because we're at quitting time.
Well, I want to see Cronus's response.
Well, I know. Do we switch? Do we change our mind? Do we go to the pyramid if we know that they're down there?
I mean, we know they're coming back.
Those guys tell us.
That's true. Fair point.
The thing is, we still need rest and we can't do anything. It is a fair point. But what are we going to do on there other than reconvene and come back up? Right? I don't know. It's a great question.
I mean,
Meta David says go to the Broken Head. Like Story David says we'd probably be like, we should go talk to those guys. I don't know. Yeah.
It lets me think that when we do play the next team, that we can kind of put together an all-star team of people that don't suck. You know what I'm saying?
This is the purpose, right? Is to reconvene in a safe haven with all three teams. So therefore, the stable of characters goes into effect, and we could continue with that style of play, right?
What if we do this, David? What if we go down to Goblin Town and we ask the goblins up top to keep an eye out for Niall, who they know, and who else is there? More that they know. And if they see them, to get them to come down and meet us.
I like it, bearing in mind that we are not resting in Goblin Town. We are not doing anything as characters that prepares us for combat.
But
which
there's
means
no opportunity for any of us to rest, though, because by the time we all take a night to rest, it's too late. So
yeah, what I'm saying is I don't think this party's function if we don't convene. I hear you, and I'm not saying we shouldn't convene, but the value of going to the Broken Head is having a insurgent group rested in the inn, no matter what happens with our other group's interception plan, which is to say that if the goblins go into what they're going to do and we biff it and we have this party in the Broken Head, we have a backup group that's like in the home of the enemy.
Okay.
It does not mean we should do that, but that is the value of them. Is what I would say.
We can actually, in this instance, we can have our cake and eat it too. It takes 1 hour to go down to Goblin Town.
Done.
And it takes 1 hour to come back up. Our other party's not coming up for like 4 more hours. So we have enough time to go down, hang out, send all the people that are combat ineffective back to the Broken Head that night, right? To go be spies.
I'm with you. Agree. Done.
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay, I'm going to leave it with this wrinkle, and don't make a decision at this point. We can do it. We can do it later on the Discord. Okay, when you're at the gate, and you're explaining this, you're like, "Oh, great. Okay, we're going to go see our buds. We're going to go down to Goblin Town." You turn around, you can hear as you stop the conversation off in the distance at the Broken Head. You can hear a slight. It's very, very distant. You know, just in that general direction, you hear a wah, wah, wah. Wah.
The alarm spell. The alarm spell.
The alarm in the chat.
Those bastards. Those bastards.
I told you those fuckers should be burned. I still think we send the goblins to the Broken Head and we take over the Broken Head.
We'll leave it
for it for all the time.
We will leave it there with the alarm sounding at the Broken Head. Okay?
Oh my God. Now imagine though, if we'd gone straight to the Broken Head and we hear the alarm go off and we run up to our room and there's Kronos being like,
yeah, we'll see.
Guys, we
Something
still
to discuss
can.
a little
We
bit
still
later.
can. It's the whole thing.
We'll leave it right there. We can discuss
Yeah.
it. We can discuss it in the detox or later on the Discord. All right, that was an amazing session. You guys did absolutely fantastic. A lot of great developments.
That was great, man.
Kept it up. It was awesome. So really well done. So that was a lot of fun, guys. Please don't forget that you've been watching 3D6 Down the Line. Please spread the word. It does the best for our channel. You can like and subscribe down below. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get notifications, of course. Don't forget that we have a Patreon, lots of cool benefits, and check out our Feats of Exploration publication over on Drive-Thru RPG. And in addition, of course, we cannot leave without thanking our wonderful Conqueror level Patreons for their continuing support. Take it away, David.
All right, guys. Thank you, Conquerors. I want to thank Matt Koenig, Chip Schultz, one Terry Barney, an Eric Lawson, Amando NZ, Faisal, James Duke, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, Robert Valdez, Eric Lawson, Grunt, Andrew Schroker, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano D'Amelio, Will Davies, Matt Young, Summon Toast, Adam the DM, Jib Cutter, Scott Yearsley, Mech Jack, Kick Maniac, and Dyer Grew. Cheers, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. And you can go and talk to all of those guys over on our public Discord and us as well. It's a great group of guys and folks in general. So please go do check that out in the Discord. And until next time, have a great week, everybody. Bye now.
Everybody. Thanks, John.